Do preface. My family owns a business that is very well known in our sector and makes loads of profit. Thus I am a trust fund baby. I try to not be spoiled and have always worked myself. I met my fiance Mark when I was 20 and working as a waitress. We began dating a few months later and he proposed to me last year. Now Mark is not poor. He is upper middle class. And while he doesn't struggle in life, he didn't have too much to spend and lived very frugal. I thought he was an honest man because he always wanted to pay for his own things, reject expensive family holidays when we were still dating, and he would cook for me instead of going with me dining outside. What I want to say is that I never had the impression that Mark was trying to take advantage of me or my family. In the beginning, my family was a little sketched out and brought up the gold digger argument, and I stood up for him and fought with my dad. They came to love and accept him. When Mark graduated, Dad hired him, and now he is in a high-earning position. Sunday I was supposed to work in the evening and I was going to stay with my sister. But I got a fever and was basically just non-functioning, so I stayed home. Instead of staying in our bedroom, I made my way to the guest room that is better ventilated, has a mini fridge and its own bathroom. Mark came home when I was fast asleep and I was woken up by loud voices in our garden. I pushed the curtains a bit to the side and Mark was there with a few friends. Just as I wanted to say hello, I noticed that they were talking about me. His friend kept laughing and calling Mark the man. Then they started laughing about me being willing to not sign a prenup. Then one of the girls that was there said something along the lines of, "Jesus, you about to make some bank, Mark." Mark laughed and said, "Yay, just 3 more years and I am free." At this moment I felt sick to my stomach and wanted to throw up. I kept hearing them calling me trust fund Barbie and beep and so on. I didn't know what to do, so I just lied petrified in my bed and waited till the people left and Mark went to bed. I texted my sister and snuck out to her place in the middle of the night and just passed out without telling her anything. I haven't returned home and just told Mark that I was sick and didn't want to make him sick. Why? My sister has been really worried, but I just feel so ashamed about everything. My family was right, Mark is a gold digger and I fell for it. Even if I tell my family what happened, I have no proofs. My father can't fire him just because he is a beep. As far as I know, he is excellent at what he does and he has no legal foot to fire him, I think. I just feel so confused, ashamed and angry, and would appreciate some insight. Edit, we are nanas. Mark wasn't talking about anything else. He has no debt as he partly was under a scholarship and with part of it I helped pay it off. There is no way he wasn't talking about me. Edit 2, thank you all for your great advice. I opened up to my sister about it and she is right now with me reading all your responses. We have called up Dad and I will talk to him tomorrow. I will be signing out for the time being, thanks again. Edit 3, some questions have come up. I don't drive, that's why my fiance didn't see my car. I mostly Uber around. I worked as a waitress for the experience, not for the money, and I don't any longer. I don't work for my father, I am a company shareholder, and I have to go to the general quarter meetings, but I don't work for him. I am sure that it wasn't a fever dream. It was around 38.5 ick, and while it was enough for my body to hurt, it wasn't enough to have a vivid dream. I pass out at my sister's Odonteam, literal medically passing out. Last edit, I am really tired that you guys are defending him, saying that it could have been a joke. Guess what? It's not beep funny. You don't degrade and disrespect your partner for laughs. You don't go along calling them beep, trust fund Barbie, beep beep, and you definitely don't make remarks yourself. I don't understand that macho bravado as many of you have called it, but I don't think that's okay, so stop with those comments. It was deeply hurtful. My sister's behavior towards my boyfriend is horrendous. This is going to be long. I'm warning you. I'm angry. I'm frustrated and I'm shaking. I need to write it down and hear some advice. My sis is just so creepy towards my BF. I can't take it anymore. She was really spoiled by my parents when she was young because she was their first child. She always wants everything, and when we were little she always used to steal my toys / books / clothes, etc. I was never allowed to touch any of her things, but she constantly stole my stuff and was always rude to me. My mom for some reason has always preferred her over me, and thus, most of the time I was told to let it go. Due to this, I have lots of resentment towards her and I don't really like her. I'm honestly sick of her behavior and I just want some peace and quiet in my house. My mom called me 2 weeks ago, pleading to let my sis stay with me because she doesn't have a job right now and she can't stay alone during quarantine. Both my parents are high risk. My mom has heart problems and my dad is asthmatic. So I thought I should let her stay with me and my BF instead of letting her go to my parents in case she infects them. There's been a few cases where she is, so I didn't want to risk it. Now I'm honestly starting to regret it. Her behavior is creepy and strange and downright disgusting. First of all, she doesn't respect me at all. She's constantly ignoring me while having long talks with my boyfriend. She doesn't leave my boyfriend alone. She flirts with him and constantly tries to touch him by using cheap tricks. When we watch movies, she pushes me away and tries to snuggle with my boyfriend. She slaps his butt when he walks by and loudly tells him how he has a perky little, but she also runs her fingers through his hair every day saying, "Whoa, your hair is so soft," or some beep like that. WHAT the beep. These are all just excuses to touch him. She just needs a chance. Another thing she does is ask him if he has abs so she can touch his torso. Or say, did you see this thing I lost? Maybe it's in your pocket, let me see, and proceed to pat his thighs. One time she wanted help with hooking her bra and she just walks out in her underwear. She came to our room and my boyfriend was in the bathroom. The logical thing to do is just ask Emmy, I'm her sister. But what does she do? She just waits for my boyfriend and asks him instead, even though I'm sitting right there. I think I looked very upset because my boyfriend just told her no and she went back to her room. She didn't try that again. This is not even all. My boyfriend and I can't even talk to each other without her interrupting us. She barges into our room with no warning. A few days ago, we were trying to have beep and I don't know how she realized it, and starting banging on the door claiming to have a headache. I opened the door and asked her what was wrong. I told her I had pills for it, but she just said she doesn't trust me and she wanted to talk to my boyfriend instead. After disturbing us, she was suddenly completely fine and her headache disappeared miraculously. She just came into our bedroom and started talking to my boyfriend. We were literally half beep and there was no way she didn't know. This is driving me crazy. What does she want? Why is she like this? It's not like I didn't talk to her. I was so angry she interrupted us because she has been doing this since she came here. I was feeling beep and angry. I just told her to get out and that we needed some alone time. I don't want to go into details, but we had a small argument and she started crying. The thing is she never accepts it. She's completely blind to what she's doing. She denies doing it and sheds tears, which ends up making me feel bad instead. My boyfriend is so uncomfortable by all of this. He just looks exhausted all the time. He's trying his best to be nice, but she's all over him all the time. He's usually very introverted / shy / quiet. He's not very confrontational and I know this is bothering him. When I talked to him about it, he just commented that it was a bad idea to invite her to stay here. He also said not to invite her ever again. I want to know why she is like this. How can I make her see what she's doing? I'm done dealing with her. I don't want to see her ever again, but she's my parents' favorite child and no matter how hard I try, I can never escape her. Whenever I try to cut contacts with her, my mom calls me and begs me to forgive her. My mom doesn't want to see her daughters fighting with each other, and she always says how she wants us to be together forever. But I can't do this. How am I supposed to deal with this? Can someone please tell me? My mom is always taking my sister's side in everything, and it's always me who has to be understanding and smart, and older when I am the younger one here. Please tell me I'm not overreacting. How do I make my mom and sister realize that I'm sick of dealing with this? TLDR, my sis tries to flirt with BF and keeps touching him all over the place. She doesn't accept that what she's doing is wrong and I'm sick of her behavior. How do I deal with this? Update. I had to protect his niece from a pit bull and my husband ran off. I have been ignoring him. Is this something that I should be forgiving him for? My friend said that people update often, but I don't know how to attach it to the other post. I thought I'd update since there had been a few things that happened kinda. Sorry if this is needlessly long. And I didn't expect this to get this many comments and kindnesses. And I want to say I'm so sorry to everyone that has experienced anything similar, because my beep, it has not been easy. For everyone worried about my mental health, I did get in through an app with my work yesterday because I decided I really needed it and labeled it high priority. However, it felt like it was just a parliamentary meeting, and she said she wanted to get me to feeling a bit more comfortable because I was visibly tensing up whenever I started talking about it, and she even noticed it through the video chat. Last night also I told me husband I needed space. I apologize that I don't have more of an update on our relationship than that. I wasn't as nice as I wanted to be. He argued and didn't want to leave, but I told him I just didn't want to look at him, that I couldn't look at him. He cried and I hate that I felt apathetic towards it. I haven't slept well, so I'm not sure. I'm also just overtired and still so shaken though. I was also emotionally exhausted after the appointment, so that might have added to it. I got a few questions about his sister and her husband, so I thought I'd answer. They aren't speaking with him. I don't know when it happened. I was definitely out of it at the hospital while I was getting the stitches and everything. But I do think after I was done blubbering and trying to explain how something so terrible happened to their little girl under our watch, they apparently asked him where he was. I still haven't talked to him about where he went, so I don't know. However, it clearly didn't satisfy them. His niece just got out of the hospital yesterday, so that really triggered everything and a lot happened. I had sent flowers and a bear and this one toy thing she'd been asking about. I didn't go to the hospital though. I was scared seeing me would make her nervous. But his sister and her husband sent me flowers too, and it made me bawl again. I'm just a freaking mess, honestly. The father sent me a long message that I haven't been able to get through, but it's the sweetest things anyone's ever sent to me. He also sent me a Wonk Visa card. I literally thought I was reading them out wrong. They are good people and I still feel terrible. I couldn't have done more for her. Everything's just replaying in my head. Anyway. I obviously haven't looked into filing yet, but I am not against the idea of it, and it really did help me feel better about wanting a divorce over this. I know fight or flight can't be helped, But now I think I realize that it's okay not to want to be with someone who would leave you behind. I think I can say I'm a fighter. And I want a fighter with me. Maybe he'd be better off with a runner instead too. Then he at least wouldn't be leaving someone behind. I don't know, it feels like I'm done. But I'm also just a mess, so right now I'm just glad I have space. Thank you for everyone making me feel like I wasn't being ridiculous, though I think it always feels like it should be multiple issues that tear a marriage apart, and it's like I know he may not have meant to betray me but he still did. Whatever his reasoning. Not sure when I'll be speaking to him, but I will try to update then.